Think about a plan. Nina designed a semicircle arch made of wrought iron for the top of a mall entrance. The 9 segments in between the 2 concentric semicircles are each 3 feet long. So it's talking about these bars. These bars are each 3 feet long, and there are 9 of them. And so we have this bar and the outer bar, as well as those 9 connecting bars. Those are all made of iron. What is the total length of the wrought iron used to make the structure? Round your answer to the nearest foot, which means at some point I'm going to convert pi to 3.14 to get my final answer. So this problem has several parts. One, it has the inner arch, it has the outer arch, and it has the bars. So in order to find the total, I need to find all 3 of those pieces. So for the inner arc and the outer arc, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to set up proportions and solve. And for the segments, I think that's pretty straightforward. They're 3 feet each. There's 9 of them. So I know it's going to be 3 times 9 is 27. So I know at some point I'm going to add 27 to my final answer. So let's find the length of the inner arch. Now I can see right here that the diameter of the inner arch is 20. So that means that the circumference of my inner arch would be 20 pi. So to set up my proportion, I'm going to take x, I'm going to put it over the circumference, which is 20 pi. I'm going to set it equal to the degrees, and again, since this is a half circle, I know it's 180. And it's going to be 180 over 360. From here, I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to end up with 360x equals 180 times 20 is 3,600. And the last step to get x by itself would be to divide by 360. Which is going to make x equal to 10 pi. So I'm going to do 10 pi, and I'm going to add it to 27. But I got to find one more piece, which is the outer circle. So this time, I know it's going to be, still looking for the x, but my diameter is not the same. My outer circle, it's 20 plus 3 feet here and 3 feet here. So that means that my diameter of the bigger one is actually 26. It's still 180. And I'm going to continue to solve as I did before. So when I cross multiply here, I'm going to get 360x equals 4,680 pi. And the last step would be to divide by 360. So x is equal to 13 pi. So now what I want to do is I want to add them all together. So 10 pi is about 31.4. 13 pi is about 40.82. Plus the 27 that we already knew about. It's going to give me a total of about 99 feet. And again, I'm using those approximate because I am approximating. In this problem, a landscape architect is constructing a curved path through a rectangular garden or rectangular yard. The curved path consists of two 90-degree arcs, and I've highlighted them here. So you can see that this creates a 90-degree angle, so this is a 90-degree arc here. And then over here I also have a 90-degree angle, so this is a 90-degree arc. He plans to edge the two sides of the path with plastic edging. What is the total length of plastic edging he will need? Round your answer to the nearest meter. So what he's looking for is all of this. How much of this edging does he need for both sides of the sidewalk on both curves? So what we're going to do is we're going to break this up. So obviously, if I find this piece, this inner curve, then I've also found that piece. So once I solve for this answer, I'm just going to double it. And the same thing here. Once I solve for this piece, I'm just going to double it. Okay? So I do have two circles. I have an inner circle, which is smaller, and the outer circle, which is a little bit bigger. And I can see here they're giving me the radius of the small circle, which is 4. So I know the circumference of the small circle is going to be 8 pi. So when I'm looking for the length, I'm going to do it over 8 pi. And again, we already know that the degrees is 90. So there's my first proportion. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my outer. But this time, my circumference is a little different because my radius is not just 4. My radius includes this little 2-foot sidewalk. So my radius is really 6, which means my circumference is going to be 12 pi. It's still out of 90 times the 360. So just like before, we're going to cross multiply and solve. And then don't forget, we're going to double both of these answers to account for both sides of the sidewalk. So here I know that 90 times 8 is 720. And the only way I can get x by itself is to divide by 360. So that means x equals 2 pi. Don't forget to double it. So it's really going to be 4 pi for part of the answer. Going to do the same thing out here. I get 360 times x equals 90 times 12 pi. 90 times 12 is 1080. The only way to get x by itself is to divide by 360. (1080) divided by 360 is going to give me 3 pi. And don't forget, once you double it, you're going to have 6 pi. So I am going to convert both of these. 4 pi is about 12.56. 6 pi is about 18.84. So when I add those together, it's approximately 31 meters.